morning, guys.
Hello.
From the top of Evan's Heads.
The head of Evan.
So we just got up super early. I have to retrain myself at early mornings now. We just had some coffees made from the jet boil just to watch the sunrise, and then we are going to go do a walk over there. It looks absolutely beautiful. Absolutely, guys. All right. See our caravan parked up right over there.
Hey everyone.
Morning.
So we're now at Yamba.
And yesterday we were staying at the Big Four.
Yep.
There's Big Four.
Yeah.
I mean, so I'd probably stayed at one when I was a kid.
They are definitely what they have talked up to be.
This one is.
Yeah.
Extremely dog friendly. Like heaps of stuff for everyone of all ages. We'll show you around when we get back. Do a little camp tour.
Yeah. We managed to get the boat in the water yesterday as well. Very briefly, we had a few engine troubles with the outboard, so we've decided to get a new outboard. Yay, big expenditures.
That's exactly all you wanted to spend in the first 2 weeks.
Yeah, we'll be sticking around here until we pick up that. I've been told it's getting in Friday, which is...
Fingers crossed Friday, so yeah. He'll push for Friday.
Which is 3 days away.
We were booked until to check out Saturday morning. So we're still undecided. Do we extend and hope that we get the motor Friday and get to then still experience all of the good, like, this Big Four has got its own boat ramp.
Yeah,
which was...
It's right on the Clarence River.
That was like the reason we went with that one, even though it's a little more expensive versus other caravan parks, where for the same price we could have gone powered, whereas we've gone unpowered at the minute. Yeah,
so hopefully that rocks up sooner rather than later.
Not getting here till Monday. We have to decide, are we extending or are we going somewhere else, or while we sort of hang around and wait for that to be ready.
Because it's all the way up at Woodburn as well, which is 40 minutes away at the moment. So if we go even more south, then it's even further away. Today we're going into Grafton. We've got a few errands to run. We've had a few little issues with our internet router, so stopping by Telstra and...
Little issues meaning it's not working at all.
Yeah, basically. We're running off phone data at the moment.
Currently have such a small data plan. Like, I'm just with Woolies just to get the extra 10% off a shop every month. Like, I was like, oh, I don't need like big internet or anything. And obviously when you're at home and you have working Wi-Fi, yeah, I didn't need...
Unlimited gigs.
Yeah, I didn't need anything big. And now I am like, I've run it all the way down. I've still got 10 days left of my plan and I've got nothing left, and I just need to sort something out. Alright, so it's been a couple of days. We've been able to pick up the new motor now. If anyone was interested, I did also get a new phone. We got all the internet and stuff sorted. But Ben, why don't you run us through your new bad boy?
Yeah, so this is the new Tohatsu 20 horsepower 4-stroke that we got. We got it from Woodburn Marine. Old Brent helped us out big time there. So it's fully manual tilt, manual start and everything like that. But yeah, so she's a 20 horsepower, absolutely runs like a dream. We're sitting on about 25 knots at the moment, which is absolutely flying in this little boat. Yeah, and being there's no choke or anything, it's easy to start. It usually takes about two pulls to start. One charges the capacitor and the next one starts it, so easy as that. And so quiet as well. Like Tash and I can have a conversation while we're motoring along. It's so much better than the old 2-stroke and just so user friendly. One of the main reasons we got it as well, being a 4-stroke, a lot of the national parks these days are banning all the 2-strokes, and just the reliability of them as well. This is electronic fuel injected, And one of the main reasons we went with Daihatsu is just the ease of servicing. So this does come with a 5-year warranty, so I won't be able to do this for the next 5 years because I have to get it serviced through a dealer. But there's the oil filter. Fuel filter's got a little water bead, water valve that you can see. Just easy to check your oil. Everything's just so easy on it. So for the servicing, it's first one's at 20 hours, and then it's just once a year after that. And it's just so good on fuel as well. So we've done probably 10 hours in it so far, and I haven't even gone through the 12 litres of fuel in the old 2-stroke. I had a 25 litre Jerry, and we would maybe get 3 to 4 hours worth of running out of it.
G'day guys!
Hey.
Today we are pulled up at Copeton Dam. It's just southwest of
Inverell.
It's absolutely beautiful here. So there is 3 options of sort of where you can camp out. So we're on the eastern foreshore, which is the total free camp. They're all dog friendly. I guess this one's just free because it's not very flat. We're all the way up the top of the chocks, but... And
there's no like bins or anything here or just any amenities at all, but it is sort of cleared.
Yeah, which it doesn't faze us because we're self-contained and everything anyway, and we've got all of the solar and the inverter and everything to kind of last by ourselves for like a week or so. And there's also the northern foreshore one, which is $10 per person per night. But I believe there is power hookup there.
There is, yeah.
And knows all of the things.
I spoke to a taxi driver about it.
And why were you talking to a taxi driver?
Oh, we might have ran out of fuel just coming into Glen Innes. So when I left Grafton, I had just over a quarter of a tank, and it was 150 k's. And so I was like, yeah, that'll be more than enough. Little did I know that there was a massive range crossing in the middle of it. And yeah, we got to just on about 5k out of Glen Innes, and it started chugging, unfortunately. So I had to get a taxi into town to fill up a jerry and bring it back, and that got us the rest of the way.
And you know how they say, like, there's people who are start to get anxious when they're at a quarter tank left, and there's people that are like, I know my car, and they date each other.
Well, when it said we had 0 k's to go, we still drove another 44 kilometres, so...
And then the final option is there is a Reflections caravan park, which is obviously all the bells and whistles. And
they've also got a boat ramp there as well. Even though we're at a dam, we don't really need a boat ramp because it is just a nice incline in. There's no waves or anything that are going to push your boat around. And
we just have a tinny,
yeah,
like a proper speedboat or
something. Exactly. I skull drag it in.
And this is how you tire a cattle dog out. Alright, so we've just been to the information centre in Inverell. We're looking for something to do, like we want to do the transport museum, but it is a bit warm, so I'm a bit concerned about leaving Bundy in the car at this time of the day. So we're going to do something else. We've been and we've gotten some brochures.
Yep.
There's a bit of a like tourist drive that you sort of like start from the information centre, and then it tells you like, you know, directions to turn and like what you see on the way and stuff. So it's kind of like a self-guided
Takes you all the way out and yeah, takes you around all the attractions of the town. And also here you can do some gem fossicking right on the banks of the McIntyre River, and that's one of the things Inverell's known very well for. Copeton Dam. Little roadside stop just on the other side of Armadale. Pretty good having a caravan to have lunches like this on the side of the road.
Yeah. Could do a lot worse. Could do a lot more expensive too. Tonight we made it as far as Dorrigo, where we knew we wanted to do the Dangar Falls, but we just didn't know the town was going to be this picturesque. If we could do it again, we'd probably make a 2-night stay out of it and get to explore around a little bit more. You okay with here? And we're pretty sure that that is the Dangar Falls.